Okay, so we're back from match 3. We are fortified with a cup of coffee. We've won the die roll, and we will elect not to play first. Ugh. So we have a splash color. We have, a splash color and our secondary color. We have 8 green sources in the deck, and no sources of draw. I think realistically we can't keep that. This is a little bit better. We have a 2-drop we don't mind playing in Sapperling Migration. And we draw one of our splash colors third, so yeah, that's fine. This is a better 6. So I've been impressed with this deck so far. The mana problems have been real. There have definitely been games where we couldn't cast what we want to cast. There was one game where we just drew 2 lands and missed a land drop, and we were kind of massacred that way, which isn't actually a function of the number of lands in the deck, the types of lands in the deck. That was just, we kept a hand where if we didn't draw our 3rd land, we would be in trouble, and we didn't draw our 3rd land. You lose the vast majority of games of Magic where that happens. That's okay. Okay, so our opponent's ramping, and the fact that they pushed out a Corrosion Druid tells me they do want to be kind of a creature beatdown-y deck. I don't think that means there's any real percentage in playing Sapperling Migration, especially because they're in blues. There's a good chance they've got like a fungal infection that just takes out half of my Sapperling Migration and gives them half a card in return. I don't see any percentage in just opening ourselves to that play, so I think we take our beats early. Really, we want to draw like a Divination or Grow from the Ashes, so that we can start climbing up, play things like our Untamed Kavu, or even if we could just draw something to get us a white source, so we can play the Pegasus Courser and stop the bleeding, that'd be fine too. We do have a Pierce the Sky. Unfortunately, green-black is probably the worst place for that. It's not that there are no flyers, there are not many. I guess green-red is the place where you really don't need a Pierce the Sky ever. Okay, cool. Well, that's the perfect thing for them to play for us to get at least a little bit of value out of this. They mill a Song of Fraley's, a Spore Crown Valid, and a Calico Skin Witch. So it looks like our opponent has a pretty solid green-black deck. And Sappered is a nice draw for us here, so we'll leave up red. Let them think about why we're splashing red. Their mind should go pretty quickly to Shivan Fire. Oh dear. Yeah, Urgaros. That's also a flyer. Potentially quite a nasty one. Oh, Mammoth Spider. Why must you tease me when I don't have land to cast you? Well, I guess we're going to be taking some lumps in the air. Oh, it's discarded random as well. I think at this stage I probably would have happily pitched the Pegasus Courser, but... Okay, Spidey. I'm to stop that Spectre, because of course our opponent in the black deck doesn't have any removal. And therefore, playing my 3/5 will be fine. Sweet, I say it, and it happens. Actually start turning things around if we stay stable. That blue splash is really worrying me. The obvious thing it would be for is for Ultrotha, but it could also just be in there to throw in some extra flyers. Karn's Temporal Sundering has been good precisely once so far. I think I do just rumble with Kavu here. If they want to double block, that's fine. I do kill their Urboros. They don't. And that's sensible because they have an absolute ton of life. So they just soak up the damage. They wait to draw into things. Oh, there are so many things. This could be, like, it could simply be a fungal infection that would wreck me. Oh, okay, they're just going to cast damage to begin with, that's fine. Okay. We'll be dead in 2 turns. And this might be one to bring in Arbor Armor. Sorry, Karn's Temporal Sundering. Tried to shield you. Yeah, not gonna get there. So very definitely deck construction issues there. With that in mind, Pegasus Courser has looked real bad over the course of this match. And I think really the White Splash is too deep for what we've got going on. Gideon's Reproach is a fine answer though, I'm going to leave that in. Is there anything else I want to ditch? No, I think that's fine. So we'll ditch Pegasus Courser for Arbor Armament. Killed by the Flyers in the green-black deck. And I've reflexively chosen to go first, which was the thing that I said I wanted to practice not doing. And this would be a much better hand on the draw. Like this, 2 lands and a divination. The draw is significantly better than it is on play. Come on, land. Land, land, land. Land. You're not land. Alright, 1 more turn for land. Yeah. I've been playing pretty well. That's some boneheaded stuff so far. Yep. Getting what I deserve. This is very similar to the first game we played with this deck, which was short and humiliating. So on 4 mana, we're on 2. We're going to take 5 this turn. It's pretty bad. And then what are we hoping to play? Divination. Okay, sappy boys. And this is not the worst thing. It should prevent them from swinging with either the Spore Crown Valid or the Landware Elves. Seems fun. We are going to have to do some serious digging to get out of here. Alright, let the digging commence. That is a very fine start. What are we pitching? Is Karn's Temporal Sundering just too far away, or is it absolutely necessary to turn the tide? I think, given that we have Mirari Conjecture in the deck, I'm happy to pitch it. Thought about jumping. Didn't. Oh, good. Thorn Elemental changes the math a whole hell of a lot, and I think realistically just means I'm dead. Like, I don't have a straight-up answer to that at the moment. Let's do our due diligence. Like, we could Joyride, which does nothing. Prior to seeing Thorn Elemental, we could have Shivan fired the Spore Crown Valid, which might have been fine. Yeah. No. We got nothing. Okay, well, that was a short final. Sometimes that's how it goes. Our opponent had a much cleaner, much tighter deck. And I think realistically, let's have a look back at the deck we just put together and think, what could I learn from that? What could I do better? Yeah, Alexis wins the match. We're aware. We're aware. I think we are too deep on the white splash for certain. So I think Pegasus Courser should come out. Something else needs to come in. Probably one of the Llanowar elves before board, just to make sure we're consistently getting up those land drops. Obviously, in the final game, I should have been on the draw, not on the play. That hand would have been better. We would have hit our land drops in time for divination, and that's just such a huge difference. We missed one land drop, and if we had had that extra draw step, we would have been on for divination. We would have been in just a far superior position. So that's unfortunate and is entirely avoidable. It's one of the things that I think is really easy to do wrong when you play online, is just to play a little too fast, to do some things reflexively, and over several years of drafting online, I've just built up that, like, you won the die roll. Do you want to play first? Yes, of course I want to play first. Why is this even a button? Well, it's a button for formats like Dominaria, for formats where you've got these sort of 4-color value decks where you really need to hit your land drops, you need to draw your cards. And if you don't do that, you're going to lose more often than you should. That said, our opponent's deck was sweet. I think they're probably favored in that matchup. If we both play optimally, they're probably going to win like 55-45 from what we saw of the decks. They've just got a tighter build. But, it didn't look like a 55-45 match, which is down to my play decisions, especially in that second game, and towards the end of the first game. There were some bad ones. Even Pierce the Sky on their first flyer was potentially a problem. Yeah, so it goes. So it goes. Still, not bad. A couple of packs, and I think that's enough for me to run back another draft, because I already had one pack kicking around in there. So I'll probably get to that later on in the weekend. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this Dominaria draft. I'll probably be moving into things like Cube a little bit later on. And then, of course, we're coming into spoiler season for MTG Core 2019. I don't know what acronym we've got for it yet, but there's been some pretty sweet stuff spoiled for that already. And I'm hoping to do some limited content for it, maybe think about some brews that can show up in things like Commander, some cards that might be good for formats like Pauper as well. So we'll be moving away from Dominaria fairly soon. But for now, if you get a chance, keep drafting it. It's a sweet format. It's a fun format. It's really powerful. It's kind of like Baby Cube. And that's a great place to be for an ordinary limited set. So I hope I'll see you around the store, and see you on the channel, and keep drafting and have fun.